Do I really have to start my day watching you make out with my daughter?
Morning, Pop.
You guys are married now. Act like it. You shouldn't be kissing. For crying out loud, you shouldn't even be talking.
Dad, tell them Mr. Potato Head can't so be scary.
Well, I guess he can be scary under the right circumstances.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Well, I guess if I were 50,000 feet up in a 747 and when the stewardess brought the flight crew dinner, and I caught a glimpse into the cockpit and saw that Mr. Potato Head was piloting the plane, I guess I'd find that pretty scary.
Because I had a nightmare last night that Mr. Potato Head lost his nose and he was trying to take mine. What a stupid nightmare.
Oh, I don't know. When I was Elliot's age, I used to have nightmares about Underdog.
Wait, you were afraid of Underdog?
Well, I'm sorry, but I find the prospect of a dog with the speed of lightning and the roar of thunder a little unsettling.
Well, I think a dog needs those things if he's going to be fighting all who rob or plunder.
Who's Underdog?
Underdog was a cute little cartoon character who used to say, "There's no need to fear. Underdog is here."
Stop that. You're scaring me.
I got it!
I'll get it. You two need to save your strength for the honeymoon.
What is this, Wild Kingdom in suburbia?
Billy, do you mind?
Oh, go ahead.
Come on, do people walk in on you and Mavis?
Well, no. But we managed to have a pretty good time with Jay Leno watching. Anyway, I hate to spoil your honeymoon, but...
What's up, Billy Bob?
Well, you know how the senator's been living in a Adams Winnebago parked outside my house ever since he burned his house down and his wife filed for divorce?
Yeah, I seem to vaguely remember something like that.
Well, he's just really been in a funk. I mean, especially since it's his 75th birthday today.
I didn't know it was the senator's birthday.
Well, that's because you've only worked for him for a few months, and John and I've been working for him since, hell, I don't know how long.
Gosh, I was still single.
And I still had hair. Right here, right here. Well, anyway, I mean, this is just not the kind of situation a man wants to be facing on his 75th birthday.
Yeah, poor guy.
I mean, he's even taken to sitting on the stoop of the Winnebago and whiling away the wee hours playing Chattanooga Choo-Choo with that electric keyboard of Adams, which my neighborhood association was kind enough to inform me in a registered letter is punishable by death under their bylaws. But I think a change of scenery is going to solve that problem.
Wait, what change of scenery?
Well, I mean, whatever scenery you can see from your driveway, the Winnebago's out front there.
Billy!
The point is, for the time being, we're his only support system. And if that means, you know, offering him a kind word or a smile or the use of your driveway, well, that's the least we can do. And there's no way in hell that you're going to make me take him back.
Maybe we can do something to cheer him up for his birthday, you know, get his mind off his troubles.
Like what?
Gosh, we could give him a helicopter tour of the city.
We did that for his 67th birthday.
Well, I've already asked Adam to order a birthday cake from Goddess Earth Natural Food Bakery again.
Oh, good. Nothing says party like one of their no egg yolk, no flour, no preservative, no flavor cakes.
How about a moonlight cruise down the Potomac?
We did that on his 70th.
You know, John, Miss Starr's planning some kind of big surprise for him, though.
Maybe we're missing the point here. Maybe this year, all he needs is for us to be there for him, you know? A little cake in his office and for the staff to sing happy birthday. Just let him know he's still got friends. Although he may not make too many in my neighborhood.
Okay, so everything's set for the party. The cake's here. Dee Dee's practicing some surprise somewhere in Georgia. You have a visitor.
Oh, hey, guys. That's Jill Hanover. We went to journalism school together. She's a reporter for Person magazine. Anyway, I thought maybe she could do a photo spread covering the senator's 75th birthday as a surprise. Cheer him up. Jill. Hi.
Georgie, you look terrific.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for coming.
Hey, it's a person kind of story.
Yes, well, listen, why don't I go check on the senator, see if he's ready?
Mr. Hartman, you startled me.
Well, I'm sorry, Senator. I just presumed it was okay for me to come in.
You should never presume, Mr. Hartman, for when you presume, it makes a prees out of you and me.
Yes, sir, I think that's assumed because it makes an ass out of you and me. Is something wrong, sir?
Oh, the same as usual, Mr. Hartman. My house is a pile of smoldering rubble, as is my marriage. My wife's lawyer and our young Mr. Clinton are both fighting for my wallet. And I'm guessing from your face that in a few minutes I'll have to get up enough air to blow out 75 candles.
Great, so I'm going to just tell everybody to come on in.
Senator, this is Jill Hanover and Ron Pecht Malgin from Person Magazine. They'd like to do a story covering your birthday, if that's okay, and I will be right back.
Person magazine. Never heard of it. I don't even know what it's about. Personally, I like that Reader's Digest. They have one department called Humor in Uniform. Do you have that?
No.
Well, that's too bad. That reminds me, did you all know that Gomer Pyle is a hell of a singer? What is this? What?
Birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Senator. Happy birthday to you. Surprise!
Boy, my pen and pencil set's really gonna pale next to this. Hey, you're never gonna believe what's in the paper. Now look at this.
Elliot, Ben, I'd like you to go upstairs and brush your teeth.
We already did.
Then comb your hair.
Did that too.
Then shave.
What is it?
Senator Strobe Smithers and an unidentified stripper cavort in his Capitol Hill office.
Boy, it's amazing the detail they get in a newspaper photo these days. Why don't I go shave with the boys?
Obviously, Georgie's friends sold the pictures and story to the wire service.
I thought you were going to talk to her last night.
I did. I told her there was more to the situation than meets the eye.
Well, didn't you ask her to forget about it?
I'm sorry. I can't tell a fellow journalist to sit on a story no matter how much I may want to.
Excuse me, you're not a journalist anymore. You're a press secretary. Don't you realize what this could do to the senator? The press is in a feeding frenzy right now after Anita Hill, tailhook.
But that was about harassment. This is about stupidity.
Okay, Billy, get on the phone. Find out who all's picked up the story from The Wire. If we're lucky, there's no interest outside the Beltway.
Gotcha.
Mavis, have Adam put everybody in the office on a strict no comment. Let's see if we can survive this thing. Okay?
No comment.
Boy, that'll be a first.
Are you people somebody?
Well, do you mean somebody in an existential sense, or are you employing some broader philosophical definition of somebody?
Never mind.
I don't know why, but that works every time.
Well, the media circus has come to town. This guy from UPI and this guy from USA Today just got in a fight over who came up with the phrase birthday gate first. Then this woman from CBS just showed me some footage from a next-door neighbor of Dee Dee's back in Amarillo, saying Dee Dee's always been something of a loner. What next?
Well, we could give them some of yesterday's leftover birthday cake. That ought to take out at least 2/3 of them.
Adam's circling the block in his mobile home with the senator. Georgie, look, run downstairs and tell Adam that maybe the three of you should spend the day sightseeing until the coast is clear.
I've got a better idea. Why don't I just show them how to hook the exhaust pipe up to the air conditioning?
I filled in the staff. I've got Dee Dee locked away in your office, alphabetizing your Rolodex, which should hold her for the better part of the day. I'm more worried about what's going to be on the nightly news.
Like what?
Well, let's just say if you ever wanted a one-on-one with Ted Koppel, tonight may just be your lucky night.
Well, I just turned down Newsmaker Sunday in McLaughlin. Did I miss anything?
Channel 6 is running a phone poll for 95 cents a call to ask the public if they think the senator should resign. Adam's on the phone over there calling the no number over and over, so if your next phone bill's a little high, that's the reason why.
Where is the senator?
He's in the kitchen with Pop.
This is incredible. People are out for blood. I mean, as of the 6 o'clock news, the groups calling for Senator Smithers' resignation included the National Women's Organization, the Society of Christian Broadcasters, and the Committee to Oust Smithers, which was apparently just formed this afternoon by a bunch of bored people with fax machines.
Well, I say we should come up with a story about the picture which clears the senator. We'll just say that Dee Dee is demented, like that lady who ran across football fields naked.
Honey, Dee Dee works in our office.
Well, we tell them that she's part of our demented intern program.
Really, Bob, those stories are ridiculous.
Of course they are. That's why you have to come up with a good story. You're the press secretary.
I remember I took my first oath of office in front of a flag that had only 48 stars on it.
Is that so?
Of course. That was before all these Woodward and Bernstein wannabes started running around looking for Pulitzer Prizes in Washington bedrooms. These days we're so busy gorging on smut, we have no taste for dreams anymore. You know, it's amazing how much time a man has for reflection when he's circling the town for 12 hours in a Winnebago. Did you know it is illegal to stop and throw up in the fast lane?
Okay, look, let's argue this rationally. I mean, I can see that technically this is not his fault, but is that an excuse?
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
obviously, it was demeaning to women. Although, in this case, the woman demeaned herself. Still, an atmosphere was set up in the office that makes it very comfortable for a woman to demean herself. On the other hand, the senator would never mean to demean anybody. Does anybody have an Excedrin?
Is this a one-woman argument, or can just anyone jump in?
Regardless of how it happened, the bottom line is there was a half-naked woman in the senator's office yesterday.
Well, see, that's the difference. You see the woman as half naked, I see her as half clothed.
Mavis, help me out here. Should this situation be any different just because it happened to someone we know and like?
It shouldn't. But it is. I'm sorry, Georgie. I know this goes against every code of sisterhood, but I have known the senator for 13 years. I cannot just stand back and watch the mob go after him. You're not going to report me, are you?
There are certain standards of ethical behavior that we hold our elected officials to, and our guy has crossed the line. Hey, you do the crime, you pay the time.
You know, it's not quite that simple, but thank you very much, J. Edgar Hoover.
Speaking of which, I don't care if he did wear a dress and carry a little purse. He still cleaned old Dillinger's clock.
Forget him. The point is, the senator is our guy, and we do not feed our guy to the wolves.
I'll never forget the day I introduced my first bill. It was a bill to help the farmers. Back then, we still helped the farmer to farm.
I remember.
Anyway, to celebrate, I took the first Mrs. Smithers to the Skylight Room to listen to Louis Armstrong's band. The first Mrs. Smithers was a peach.
I remember peaches.
We were young and in love, and I had a vote in the greatest institution and the finest country in the world. You know, we think we have to keep up with the times.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to wonder if these times are worth keeping up with.
Listen, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I mean, when I hear half naked, I want to see something off limits.
What happened is wrong.
Friends, I've decided how I'm going to respond to this attack on our office. First, I'm going to take Mr. Lottie out for a big, juicy steak dinner. And then, tomorrow morning, I'm going to resign.
Oh, Senator, no.
Right then, I'll have the fish.
Hey, you're the press secretary, right?
No comment.
Take that as a yes.
Hartman, I need to talk to you. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Hartman was in here.
He and Mr. Davis told me to hide out in here. The reporters out there kept making me cry.
Well, just leave you alone.
Actually, if you could stay a minute. Nobody else is talking to me.
Sure. Yeah, I can stay a minute.
I just can't believe he's really gonna quit. I just wanted to cheer him up. And he's always gotten such a kick out of me jumping out of things. Boxes, cakes, the back seat of his car, bushes, phone booths. I swear I didn't know there'd be anybody in that office but him. And now it's just this whole big deal. I just wish I'd never left Amarillo.
You know, I've always been curious about that. Why did you leave Amarillo for Washington?
Well, at first it was because I won this contest during the bicentennial. You may not know this, but I happen to be an expert at flag twirling. It's not something you can learn. It's just a gift. Well, anyway, I won first prize, an all-expense-paid trip for two to Washington, D.C. I came with my mama. Oh, and I was just so taken by it all. The statues, the convenient shopping, and the sense that they were doing really good things here. Oh, I know I'm not as smart as you or Mr. Hartman or even Mr. Davis. But I just felt there had to be some way that I could contribute. You know?
Yeah.
And now the smartest, kindest man in the whole city is sitting in his office ready to quit. And it's all my fault. Oh, I'd give anything to just be able to crawl back in that cake and take it all back.
Yeah, I wish you could too.
I know. That's why I'm just gonna go back to Amarillo and try to get my old job at the beauty pit back. As soon as I can sneak out of here. Maybe I can go disguised as a smart person.
Come on, Dee Dee. Nobody's saying you're stupid. What you did was
Stupid.
ill-timed.
Well, anyway, how much can you mess up a hairdo? They won't let me do perms.
Well, I better go find Mr. Hartman.
Okay. And Miss Lottie?
Yeah.
I always kind of hoped that you and I'd turn out to be friends. And this kind of felt like that. Thanks.
You know, Mr. Hartman, for 18 years you've provided me with valuable advice. Has probably been responsible for whatever success I've enjoyed around here. And that's why I want you to have this.
Oh, Senator, I couldn't possibly accept your Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh, my Lord, I grabbed the wrong thing. Here you go.
Thank you, sir. I'll cherish this paperweight always.
Oh, now that you're here, Miss Lottie, I guess we can get this thing over with.
Senator, you know, you don't have to do this.
I know, Mr. Davis. And maybe it's time for a tired old man to simply step aside.
Hartman, can I see you for a moment? It'll just take a second.
We'll get started as soon as the newlyweds get finished in the senator's office. You know, if I could rephrase that.
Georgie, I really respect how you feel about all this, your moral dilemma and all, but I think you have no idea what he means to the people here.
You're right. Up until 5 minutes ago, I didn't have any idea.
What are you saying?
That the tricky thing about moral arguments is that when people are involved, they tend to be much more fragile than principles and even more precious. So what I'm saying is I would like to introduce the senator to the press out there. After all, I am his press secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to a man whom I've had the pleasure of working with only a short time, but who has been known by the Senate for 37 years for his wit and his wisdom and his dedication, and for what he shares with all of us, his humanity. Senator Strobe Smithers.
Why am I standing before the press today? Simply because a couple of days ago, I had a birthday. And a co-worker tried to cheer me up by singing happy birthday. Shouldn't be any big deal, but all of a sudden people are speculating on who's going to play me in the TV movie.
You know, Lloyd Bridges would be good.
Why is it that lately we seem to be fixated on the ugly side of the world? Did there have to be 3 movies about the day Eddie Fisher shot Mrs. Buttafuoco? And none at all about the great music he's given us over the years?
Senator, I think you mean Amy Fisher.
Nitpicking. Yesterday, thousands of healthy babies were born. Small advances were made in medicine, and policemen were busy trying to make the streets safer. And yet none of you budged from this waiting room to cover that because you were camping out hoping to catch a glimpse of a tired old man who was going through some rough times. What is this fascination? Don't we want to know the good things anymore? Or is good just an old-fashioned notion? Come to think of it, whatever happened to those nice fellas in the bow ties who used to run out to your car in the service stations and check under the hood while they filled her up? Nowadays, somebody runs up to your car, it's time to roll up the window, lock the door, and drive like a bat out of hell.
You know, I knew I should have gone to the bathroom before we started.
Why is it no one born after World War II knows the meaning of manners, or respect, or simple human decency? Why, I remember, when I returned from World War II, a reporter asked me what my favorite color was. A simple, honest, decent question. For the record, it's blue. But now it seems all you want to know is the color of my underwear. Well, maybe you should all go home and think about that for a while. Not my underwear, what I said. Thank you and good day. Well, I think that went very well, don't you? Did I leave anything out?
Senator, I quit.
I'm sorry, Miss Davis. Did I say anything to offend you?
No, Senator. I think what Mavis means is we thought you were going to announce your retirement.
I didn't?
Well, I don't think so, and I was paying pretty close attention.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot something.
What's going on? Just got an anonymous tip. Socks has impregnated the White House gardener's cat.
Whoopee. Socks is going to be a father. Let's go.
I would just like to announce that, effective immediately, I resign as United States Senator.
We're going to miss you, sir.
Could someone explain to me what just happened here?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think another tawdry little thing just came up and we've been dropped like a hot potato.
You know, I know this is kind of like if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a noise? But does that resignation count?
I don't think so.
Where'd everybody go?
Well, apparently someone just phoned in an anonymous tip about the first cat fathering kittens, and the press just bolted out of here.
Really? You're kidding. Well, I guess they fell for it.